After soaring to record levels in the past 3 years, migrant crossings along the U.S. Mexico border have plummeted this summer. July saw the lowest level in illegal border crossings since September of 2020 during the Trump administration. CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez traveled to the Arizona border as well as Mexico to try to better understand this dramatic change.
Inside this shelter in Nogales, Mexico, we met dozens of migrants desperate to enter the U.S. There's no way to say, I am going back and everything will be okay. Miguel Flores, a migrant from Mexico, told us. On the U.S. side of the border, the situation was starkly different. We're at a makeshift migrant encampment near Sassabee, Arizona, along the border with Mexico. The last time I came here in the spring, we met several dozen migrants from across the world and volunteers who were distributing water and basic supplies. Right now, this camp is completely empty, as you can see. Scorching temperatures and Mexico's efforts to stop migrants have contributed to a massive drop in crossings. But Border Patrol agent Robert Ortiz says a new policy enacted by President Biden in June is the main catalyst.
People that are coming in here illegally are receiving consequences. They're receiving a 5-year ban in most cases from re-entry to the United States.
Good afternoon.
Under President Biden's executive action, most migrants are ineligible for asylum and eligible to be deported more quickly.
Phones in the back.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says the tougher rules are justified. But critics argue the administration is only cracking down now because of the election. How would you respond to the criticism, Secretary, that action came too little, too late?
Those assertions are false. First, it's not too little, and frankly, the significant drop in numbers evidence that quite powerfully.
Advocate Pedro de Velasco worries that drop will have a human cost.
Soon enough, we're going to start seeing people again crossing through even more remote and dangerous areas, and this will mean an increase in people losing their lives.
Camilo Montoya-Galvez, CBS News, along the Arizona-Mexico border.
And Camilo joins us now for more from Tempe, Arizona. Camilo, when you spoke to migrants on both sides of the border, how do their experiences differ?
Hi, Jerika. Over the past years, we have done several ride-alongs with Border Patrol and Customs and Border Protection, but this was the first time that we did not encounter a single migrant, and we were with the agency for several hours on an entire day. We did not see a single migrant or asylum seeker, but once we crossed to the Mexican side of the border, we saw that the situation there was dramatically different. We met dozens of migrants, many of them families with young children, Jerika, inside a shelter run by the Kino Border Initiative in Nogales, Mexico. And many of these migrants had recently been deported from the U.S. under that crackdown on asylum by President Biden that was enacted in June. And many of them were also waiting for an appointment to enter the U.S. through a phone app that the Biden administration is using to coordinate arrivals at legal entry points along the border, Jerika. And again, many of these migrants were families with really young, tender age children. And without a place like the Kino Border Initiative, many of these migrants would go hungry and they would not have a place to sleep or to get medical attention. So the work that volunteers and advocates do on the ground is critical there. And the humanitarian challenges in Mexico were quite clear. So in many ways, Jerika, the humanitarian crisis of migration has shifted to the other side of the border in Mexico.
Being able to be that close up on some of the stories that you're hearing from people, what does that tell you about the desperation to hear from families who were deported, but yet they're trying again? And you said many of them have families, many of the migrants you spoke to on the Mexican side?
Yes, that is right. And again, while crossings into the U.S. have plummeted dramatically this year, there is still a massive bottleneck of migrants in Mexico, particularly in northern Mexican cities like Nogales, Tijuana, Matamoros, Reynosa, and Ciudad Juarez, where tens of thousands of migrants are estimated to be waiting to get that coveted appointment through the app. That app allows roughly 1,500 people per day, Jerika, to be processed by U.S. officials. That is a significant number, and it is unprecedented for the U.S. government, but it still is not enough to meet the very high demand among people who are desperate to come here and who are in Mexico. Many migrants are still traversing the entirety of Latin America, including the notorious Darien jungle between Panama and Colombia, to get here. And so, again, while crossings along the U.S. border are down, and that is good news politically for the Biden administration, there is still a humanitarian crisis in Mexico that we cannot overlook.